I hype me up, I gas me up, I hype me up, I gas me up, I hype me up, I gas me up. Take up space, sis. Got my room with this. Take up space, sis. I got my room with this. I'm a trip for this.
Theme music. Theme music.
Here I go. What? Here I go. What? Here I go. Hey, y'all. I did a little pop-up, little impromptu pop-up. Now, let me give y'all a disclaimer. Let me give you a disclaimer early on. Y'all know I just had surgery. Tomorrow will be a week. I am short of breath, okay? But I do have help. I do have backup. So if I lose my breath or if I need to catch my breath, like now, I'm going to sip some water and I'm going to let my co-host take over, okay? This is not going to be a long live because I do not have the wind to carry on a full live right now. I just don't. But I did want to come in. I was feeling good today. I got outside, got some sunshine. I've been able to sit up today. So because I'm feeling good, I did want to come on. I don't want to just let this page just go to the, go to Hades because I have literally no activity over here. So you guys, I have a special guest, but before I announce my special guest, let me start at the top and work my way down to the bottom with my beautiful supporters. It's good to see you all in the building. Reese's Pieces, my good sis, she renewed her membership. What's up, my good sis? Hey to my good sis, Hill 75. What's up, my good sis? We got Dear Yvette in the house. Hey, my good sis. We have Cynthia Christian coming in at number 3. Hey, my good sis. We got Melanin Beauty in the building. Aries 66 coming in at number 6. Hey, my sisters. We got Sound Check Annette, another one of my good sisters in the building. We got Miss Sonia coming in at number 8. Thank you, my good sis. Hey, Dee. Thank you, Dee. Good to see you. Hey, Nay. Let's see. Hey, Tamika. Glad to see you all in the building. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're going to get through this little review real quick. But before we get started, I wanted to, hey, Peace, Love, and Light. Hey, LSW. Before we get started, I want to introduce someone very, very special, very near and dear to my heart, very special. Y'all, this is her first time. Hey, AKA Lola. This is my mom's first time on YouTube. So, bear with her as she's learning how to navigate, trying to go live. So I have my mother as my co-host today because, I want to give different perspectives. And since I'm not having panels right now, I'll invite my real family on here. Okay, so we have Mama Courtney. Okay, we're going to call her Mama Courthouse. Mama Courthouse is in the building today, okay, to give her perspective on what she thinks is going on with RHOA. As usual, y'all going to say what y'all want to say anyway in the chat. Y'all going to let me know what it is, what it ain't, what it's going to be, period. And then your job, internet trash. Oh. So listen. So Mom, hey, Mama. Can you hear me? I don't know what my mama doing, y'all. She's supposed to be the special guest. She up here, child. But I don't hear her saying nothing. Let me see. Mother. Y'all. My mama is tripping. I don't know. Let me unmute her mic, Mama. Now I got a text to y'all because I don't know what she's doing. And we've been through this several times before I went live. She ain't on mute. She ain't on mute. I can't see her on mute. I don't know what she's doing. Let me call her phone and see what she's doing, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Not me returning. I already having technical difficulties with my mama.
Yeah, because I can't hear you, period.
You can't hear me?
I can see you moving, but I can't hear you, period. But it's saying I'm in the room.
Okay, let me remove you and add you back. I don't know why. Do you have your mic? Your mic says that you are.
Yeah, my mic is on.
Okay.
I just can't hear you. Let's see. Allow.
I see you. I got you back here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear her on my phone. I'm just keep you on my phone, okay?
Okay.
Because I don't know why it's not why you can't hear.
Yeah, it says that everyone.
So introduce yourself, Mama Courthouse. Say, I've already introduced you, but
What did you say?
they can hear you, Mom.
That's what I said. What you say?
I just said that you're my mom.
Hi, everybody. I am Courtney's mom, and Courtney is my baby. She's number 303.
We ain't say get no biography, okay?
That's all I'm
saying. Okay. So we're gonna do a review of the episode. So before we get into it, I see some more people coming in. If I haven't spoken to you personally, thank you for coming in. Good to see you. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. Okay. So we reviewing the last episode of RHOA. Did you watch it? Because I know earlier you was telling me you was rewatching the episode from last week with Kenya exposing Britt at her events. Did you watch the current episode from last night?
I did.
Okay. So before we get into the new episode, if you all have, hey, Juice and Tea with TB, if you all watched my review last week, I gave y'all my opinion on what Kenya Moore did and how I felt about the situation. I know the whole world is going up for Team Twirl right now. I know the whole world feels like both girls should be reprimanded. I gave y'all my opinion. Mom, what is your opinion on Kenya Moore and Britt Eady, the Britt Eady situation, and how it played out from beginning to end? From Britt asserting that she had whips and pistols, all the way up to Kenya Moore at her event, and her exposing Britt with the nude pictures.
Okay, so for me now, you have to realize that I'm from the older generation. So
what generation you from, sis?
We don't. Let's not talk about Bruno. But however, so from me seeing when they introduced in the fire, they was going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So right then I knew that the blood between them wasn't good. Okay, so let's go to the episode where Kenya exposed her. So I'm not a Kenya fan. I think Kenya is beautiful on the outside and malicious and dark inside. So when Kenya did that, I thought that was just horrible. For one thing, I'm opposed to black women treating black women like we don't have any sense. That was number one. So me, if I'm in an argument with you and you have really upset me, made me mad, I might tell you what I got. I'm getting ready to go to the car with my gun. No, let me go because I know I got.
You can't say gun. No, you gotta say pow-pow.
Well, pow-pow. So that's just to let you know that I am trying to calm myself down because I know what I have. And right now, I might not have the sense to take care of myself, so I won't have to go to jail. Mm-hmm. So that's all was said. What's wrong with me saying that? But I understand for a lot of people.
I told, not to cut you off, Mom, but I said the same thing. I said I talk crazy. Like when I'm mad, when you from a certain, when you talk a certain way, you get it. I guess certain people don't talk a certain way because I might say some stuff like, look, I don't play them kind of games because I carry. You know what I'm saying? It ain't necessarily saying I'm about to pow you. I'm just letting you know how I don't fight. I carry. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's me. I might say, look, I just got my nails done, and I'm not getting ready to hit you with my nails. So I got something for you. I got something in this bag, called Smith, and the other one name is Weston, something like that.
Okay, Nays Rick said it's an implied threat at a work environment. I took it as an implied assertion. You say a threat, I say assertion. I don't think it was a threat. I think it was assertion. I'm asserting myself, and I'm telling you what I have and how I don't. And she did not say it to. Hold on 1 second, Mama.
Okay.
And she did not say it to Kenya. She said it to her husband and to Kelly. The mic picked it up. She did not go to Kenya's face and say, "I'm about to pow you." She did not say that. She is a newbie. She probably didn't realize the mic was on. She had a hot mic, and her mic picked it up. So no, she made an assertion. I'll tell people that all the time. People, okay, what's the difference in people? Like, I live in the South, right? You'll see a lot of rednecks walk around with like an open to carry, with like their pows on their waist, right? What's the difference in those rednecks walking around with like they letting you know non-verbally? You know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? But anyway, go ahead, Mom. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
I forgot what I was going to say, but to back up with that, even when you see the rednecks carrying that gun, to me that could be intimidating. So that's, to me, is saying that, okay, if I know that I say something to them that's out of the way, then here's a chance for them to let me know, because I see it, what they have. Mm-hmm. Now, it has to escalate for me to know if they're going to pull it or what. So I feel that just because she said what she said, being a newbie on the show, being emotionally out of pocket, she said what she said. That's her vernacular. I'm that type. I talk that way. Mm-hmm. I might say, come on, Courtney, let me go, because I know I got this in my pocket before they make me mad and I have to do something. Not necessarily saying I'm going to do something, because right now I'm moving. So I'm moving out the way so I won't have to do anything. I didn't see anything wrong with that.
I thought I talk crazy too, so I get it. I'm not saying that she is right, because I'm not saying she's right in what she said. I just know that I talk crazy, so stuff like that doesn't bother me. Yes, Kenya did hear hers. Kenya did pick up on the mic. Kenya did hear her. But Kenya has not one time taken accountability, and she's saying she was scared. In fear, if you are in fear of something, then it makes you go and pull news of the person. That's not a fear response, in my opinion.
But Kenya, you have done so much on the show. So what are you afraid of? Stand on some business. You mess with Kim Fields. You talk so much with Portia. Phaedra gave you the famous read. So you are known for calling shots at other women and doing whatever you have to do to make them escalate in anger. So what's the problem? But when it's done at you, now you don't want it done to you. You want to tell people how you want it done to you. Girl, bye.
Y'all see why I act like I act? My mama. It's my mama. I act like I act because my mama, okay? So blame it on my mama, okay? Next thing. So let's get into this. Episode. Okay, so we talked about Britt. What did you think about when Kenya pulled the pictures at you said something to me the other day about being a beauty queen. Elaborate on that to the audience. What you said about beauty queen.
Initially, when I first heard of Kenya Moore was like our first beauty queen. So, of course, back in that time, we were so ecstatic to have someone of color to represent us. And then I noticed Kenya on a few B-rated movies that didn't make a hit, based on who she was and her beauty. But isn't it something that she's beautiful on the outside, but she's evil and nasty and black on the outside? And that tells you a lot to me about where our society has gone. We don't mind being pretty on the outside, but our insides can be just horrible. And we have a society now that thinks that's okay.
Sure do, because there be a lot of Dr. Umars running around here talking about they building schools and they show no credentials and just be as nasty as they want to be. But anywho,
You know what I'm saying? So,
mm-hmm.
where is the beauty inside? You know, nobody wants to be nice anymore. Everybody wants to scowl. We think it's cool to be nasty to each other. And we're already a race of people that has been done extremely wrong. But if you look at a sister, why can't we lift a sister up? Kenya, you always doing something, so I don't have nothing for Kenya more. She should have got pop.
Oh, I gotta get Mama off of here. Hey, B. Okay, so let's get into last night's episode. Okay, so last night's episode was basically, y'all, if y'all watched last night's episode, it was kind of boring to me. Did y'all watch it? I did it in my Patreon. If y'all have not watched it in my Patreon, we watched it this morning. Did y'all watch the episode, and what do y'all rate the episode? I rated it like, I don't know. It was kind of dry. It got spark at the end, but it was kind of dry for me. But what did y'all rate the episode? And they said it was terrible. It was terrible, baby. Yeah, it was not terrible. Society also think it's okay for people to take pictures, give them brain, but blame others when the pics are discovered. Oh. Okay, listen. Let me take this one. Let me take this one. Okay. I have a soft spot for this. I have told y'all that this happened to me before, right? I have told y'all that I had revenge P done to me. I was pregnant. This has been well over 10 years ago because my daughter is 10. I was pregnant with my daughter at the time. Her dad, side chick, worked with me. She spread the pictures all around my job. It was humiliating. It was a humiliating time. When the video was taken with my consent. Okay. I was young. I was still in my 20s. The video was taken with my consent. However, I did not think I really didn't think he kept the video. I thought it was something that we did privately. And, you know, we would watch it and look at it and laugh and it was a thing at that time. I don't know. Everybody thought it was Ray J and Kim K. I don't know what the heck made me do that. Okay. I don't know. But it's happened to me. So I'm not very judgmental on stuff like that. And if y'all love Mary Tunstfield watchers, y'all know that, you know, the infamous Martell and Melody tape, you know, people have done it with their partner. If you think you can trust your partner and you can't, okay? You can't trust these ninjas, okay? And so I can't say what made me do it at the time. It was just something he asked, I obliged. I did not think anybody would ever see it, so I didn't think it would leave my home. And then it's come out that she was actually underage at that time. Now, do I hate that she was fast at that time and she just did it with some random guy? Absolutely. We do have to teach our daughters better, teach ourselves better than subjecting ourselves to certain things. You know what but I don't know. I can't really personally, I can't harshly judge because I've walked those, I've worn those shoes. Mama, do you remember when that happened?
I do. I do.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think? What do you think about young women allowing themselves to be, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, I have a twofold thing. I think that if you can listen to the wisdom of someone who's been through something and take heed, then you can avoid some traps. But in the case that you're adventurous and you're going to do what you're going to do, then stand on business. A person really can't embarrass you or make you feel a certain way unless you allow that. So if you did it, I'm the kind of person that, now you might catch me off guard. I'm like, oh, Lord. But if you catch me off guard and you're trying to use it against me, I'm going to make it work for me. Yeah, I did it. What's up? You see how pretty that behind looking?
Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm about to, my mom about to have to go, y'all. She worse than me. Lord.
I'm for real. I'm going to use it to my advantage. You're not going to one-up me if I can. And I'm serious about that. Because people think if they have power over you, they will use that. So you have to flip that thing. So if you did it, do it. Now, Of course, and I like what you said, Courtney, that you were young. You didn't think that it would go anywhere because a lot of times in our naivety, we do stuff like that. When you're naive, you don't know, you're in love, whatever, you would do stuff. Love will make you do some things. But as far as somebody trying to make me embarrassed about something that I did, that maybe what I felt that maybe would have caused me some shame if it got out, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna tell you, yes, yes, you see that? Look at that move right there.
Oh Lord. Okay.
You're not just gonna use me up like that and embarrass me.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on because Mama changed. I told y'all think I'm crazy. Y'all wonder where I get it from. Well, I ain't got no filter, and what's wrong with me? It's my mama, okay? It's my mama.
You think you should flip it, Courtney?
Huh?
You don't think you should flip it to your advantage?
No, I definitely get what I agree. I definitely get what you're saying. It's at the time you ain't thinking about flipping it. It's public humiliation. It was sent around my job. I was pregnant. Right. But I mean, I do have a little skill or two, you know what I mean? But anyway, moving right along. Okay, so last night's episode picks up after last week, the debacle last week with Kenya and why she was fired or why she was sat down the rest of the season. And I don't know if most of you have watched, but Portia came out this week. Portia did a part 1 and part 2 on her YouTube. She started a YouTube. She said, and then Britt Edie and Ming Lee, who will be on Basketball Wives this year, they had a back and forth. Ming Lee and Britt Edie actually dated Rick Ross. Both of them dated Rick Ross. I'm assuming maybe around the same time because it seems to be a bit of bad blood there. Ming Lee was actually in attendance at Kenya. She was actually one of the peaches in the running. Some people say, what do y'all think about this, audience and mama? Some people say that Ming is one of the people that gave Kenya the pictures because she was also in the running for a peach and she did not get her peach and Britt got the peach. And it was already bad blood from them, from the Rick Ross days. And Ming, they had a little back and forth on social media. Do you think that's true or no? Or Mom, do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Probably so, because one thing I've learned about people in my lifetime is they don't have to be friends, but they would become great companions when it's against someone. And so when someone has a vendetta against you or they have bad blood against you, not necessarily they like the person that they doing dirt with, but they like that person less than more than they like you. So they'll use another person. They'll do dirt together just to bring somebody else down.
Okay. Dear Yvette says, I believe it. She said that she has some pics in her Britt in her phone. That's a shaded 304. She did say she has some, from what I read, she said she had some explicit pics from, back in the day of Britt that she could have used, which I think is weird. Cause why you keeping explicit pictures of somebody on your phone? But anywho, these women be weird out here. Okay, so let's go into last night's episode. It starts off with Britt. She's meeting with her husband. She's showing him, I guess DMs or whatever is going on social media after it's like 48 hours after the firestorm with Kenya exposing her explicit pictures that she admitted. Woo, y'all. Again, I just had surgery, y'all, so I run out of breath kind of quickly. So if y'all hear me running out of breath, bear with me. Do it's been confirmed that Britt and Marlo Hampton have the same management team? If so, that's another layer adding to why Britt may. Ooh. You know what? I did not know that, CC. I did not know that. I actually think, remember when I told you I felt like Marlo would have fit in with this cast? A lot of people said they didn't like Marlo, but Marlo would have fit in with this cast. Marlo didn't fit in with the Kenya Moore Candy dynamic, but Marlo would have been good TV with this cast. I stand on that. I stand by that. I think Marlo would have been good with the younger girls because Marlo is a bridge between like still having some youth and she just has that bridge, that perfect blend that they would need right now, because I think Marlo's just that girl with fashion and aesthetics. I think Marlo would have brought something. If you could have brought somebody back, Mama, what peach holder would you have brought back? Is it somebody that got their peach, or who would you, besides Nene?
I'm a Nene fan, so I would have brought Nene back.
Besides Nene, because we know
Marlo, I think I would have brought Marlo. I think Marlo was the only one that left that had a Marlo, and then Marlo has joy. Even though Marlo knows how to argue, it's never really malicious with Marlo. It's always, it has a tone, an undertone of laughter or playfulness in it. So Marlo would have been good for me.
I like Marlo. I think the cast that Marlo was up against, sometimes some people can bring out the worst in each other. I just think that last cast was not a good fit with Marlo's personality. But what I've seen prior of Marlo, I don't believe that Marlo is just. I just think the last couple of seasons you had people that just, I just think it wasn't a good fit with who she was aligned with. I would love to see Marlo and Angela interact. Oh, Angela is my favorite newbie. Okay. Angela is my favorite newbie so far. Kelly, last night was my first time being able to look past Kelly looking plastic, because she actually looked nice in certain scenes last night. And I like the type of friend that Kelly is being so far. The way that Kelly is showing up and supporting Britt, that's a real good friend. So I'm liking Kelly, but Angela had me from hello. Angela, I knew day one, if y'all go back to my review, day one, I knew that I would like Angela. Did you hear that stuff Marlo said about Candy? It was disgusting. No, because I haven't watched, to be honest, I haven't watched RHOA in years. Not like on a consistent basis. I haven't watched RHOA in a long time. Cheryl said, I like Angela. Yeah, I like Angela, baby. Angela can spar with the girls and she don't get upset. She don't let them get her frazzled. She gonna stand her ground and she going back and forth. I'm liking Angela, y'all. I'm feeling Angela. Okay, so Britt has her mama over. She has her husband. She has Kelly over. She's telling them how it made her feel. She's very upset that the girls are reaching out to Kenya and that the girls have talked to Kenya. The rest of the show was fluff. It was Drew and Ralph and their divorce. Portia talked a little bit about Simon. She sent Simon a text message about Pilar. Simon left her on red because Simon said get up out of his house and get him his Rolls Royce back. Simon don't care nothing about what Portia's talking about after she filed them papers, baby. Simon said, get up out my house, okay? Dee said Angela is okay, but she's hiding a lot. She's being fake and likes to deflect too much. Ooh. Good cast. Nene, Marlo, Angela, Kelly, Shamia. Okay, that's who y'all want to see. Okay, so let's get to the last thing, because again, I can't stay on here long, y'all. I don't have enough wind. But so it gets to like this last scene. Kelly decides to throw a brunch for the girls, a peace brunch, to allow the girls to see Britt and hear Britt's side of the story and hear how Britt is feeling. It goes left immediately because Portia is absent. Portia gets sick. She doesn't come. It's Shamia, Angela, Drew, Kelly, and Britt. Immediately, Shamia asks a question saying, like, yeah, she's lost her insurance license. We all know that Britt sells insurance. Then Angela is some type of a broker, insurance broker. So she's like, nah, you just don't lose your license like that. So she questions Britt and what she is saying about losing the license. And it goes left. And Britt shows a bit of Britt is triggered by Angela's questioning, and it goes from back and forth. Did you see that scene, Mama?
I did.
What did you think about that scene?
I thought it was kind of funny. Like, why are you being triggered? So is there a lie somewhere in it?
Mm-hmm.
And, again, it goes back to honesty and what she wanted to say. I think at that point, she wasn't expecting, because she was already, it is hard to come back from something that's devastating like that for certain people when they feel that most of the cast members are against them. And so we are trying to talk about how I feel. And then I might slip a little lie in there for a little bit of sympathy, or it might be a truth, but I don't want to tell the reason behind it. Okay, so I lost my license. On top of that, I want a little bit more sympathy. And then somebody said, oh, you don't lose it like that. Okay, so that's going to bring me back to my initial triggering. You know what I'm saying? And it just went left. And so I was kind of tickled by that people, their compassion for you is really at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? That passion has limitations for her to even question that. She could have waited until later, but she did what she did. And it went left. And that was the only part to me that was engaging last night.
That's the only part. That's why I skipped over the whole episode. Okay, so hear me out, y'all. Hear me out, chat. Hear me out before y'all jump on me. I know D, your trigger fingers is ready. Hear me out, okay? This is what I took from that scene. Yes, Britt is triggered easily, and she's quick to, she got a quick temper. That's what I took. Britt got a quick temper, and she fires off at the mouth. But hear me out. I feel like Britt has a trigger with women. She had already said at the top of the episode, if you go back to the top of the episode, she said that I always had to fight girls, and girls have always, and I've had that. Okay? I've had that. I've had girls always find something wrong with me, so I'm easily triggered by other women. So when other women come for me, you'll to the eye, it'll look like, why are you that's so small? Why are you? Because I've always had my guard up and I be ready. You see what I'm saying? So I think Britt has trauma from other women. She has trauma from girls. She's talked about it in previous episodes. Excuse me. She's talked about it in previous episodes about how other women have tried to fight her, about how girls have always attacked her. So I think in her wanting sympathy, she thought that was her moment for everybody to give her sympathy.
Exactly.
And in that questioning, she responded with a trigger response. Okay.
Right.
She responded with the trigger response. I know for everybody, it's like, oh, girl, you just crazy. But that's because a lot of people are already on Team Kenya anyway. But if you look at what she's already said and how she's been exposed, and I've been exposed that way, y'all. When you've been exposed that way and everybody is looking at you, you feel your mind is racing a million thoughts. You got a million thoughts going through your head about how people perceiving you, what they thinking about you, what are they saying about you. And it's easy to come off crazy because you already on guard. You already on guard. You're already on guard. D said violins. You're already on guard. And so I'm going to, because I know that feeling, I'm still reserving my judgment. I'm not saying she's right, because I do realize that she is triggered very quickly. And I don't know her character yet. I haven't seen enough of her to know her character yet. But I am just going to reserve my judgment. Okay, I'm going to reserve my judgment because I know how it feels to feel like you're, no pun intended, but to feel like you're naked in front of everybody. And, so with her aggressive behavior, in my opinion, Kenya had every right to feel how she felt about the implication of a pow. She can feel how she wants to feel, but Kenya, her response got her fired.
Right.
She can feel how she want to feel. I ain't saying Kenya can't feel how she want to feel. Kenya is valid in her feelings, but don't be crying because your response got you fired. Deal with it. Then you tell Nene, the network, what she tell Nene? Deal with it. I mean, feel how you want to feel, but the consequences, if you were frightened, fear made me go to the police. Every time I've been in fear, I go to the police. I don't go
I
in
want to know how
fear.
you're going to be a bully and a victim.
Yeah, I don't.
That's my
Yeah, I don't
question.
go in fear. If I'm fearful, fear doesn't make me retaliate or agitate the situation. Fear makes me go to the police, seek restraining orders, get the law involved. Fear doesn't make me show news. That's not a fear response. And if you think that's a fear response, that's again, a lot of times we as people, we don't have and I say this to y'all all the time, and I'm a drill it into y'all. We don't have a concept of what we think is right and wrong. We have a concept of who we respect and who we don't respect. Who we decide we're going to respect in this manner, and who we decide is disposable. Because there is no right in saying I feel violated and so I need something to be done about it. So what I'm going to do is show news, and then you tell me that no. Truth said better is coming for Kenya. She will be all right. Yeah, the Kenya went twirl right on the Hades. Okay, she didn't twirl right on Hades because baby, I ain't going for that. Y'all talking about Kenya? Okay, Kenya had that security guard try to jump on what she brought that security guard like for Kim Fields. Not a dog trying to cut up. Kenya hot mess. We do not have a concept of right or wrong, y'all. I'm just telling y'all that I've seen it over and over. I like this person, I respect this person, so I'm going to apply this to, but it switches. It could be the same type of scenario, but it switches based on who the person is and how we respect those people. And that's just what I think. I've always thought that. Okay, let's see what else, Mama. What else did we cover? So what did you think? I thought Angela's response, though, I'm not mad at Angela because Angela is my favorite newbie. I think Angela's quick with the girls. She's quick with her comebacks. She don't back down from confrontation, but she doesn't get flustered. I like the fact that Angela doesn't let the girls raise her voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just, I just like how she spars with the girls.
Yeah, she's solid.
Yeah, I like how she spars. I like how
but
she
you
spars.
have to think about, everyone has to think about how you were brought up, and they have to think about what activities allowed you to become who you are today. Just as if you were talking about how women used to bully and make you feel insecure and talk because you were different. So you have to know what makes a person
still to this day
into who they are. What's the name that you just said?
Kenya?
The girl,
Angela.
See, Angela seems like she had a solid upbringing. She's from there. Everything around her is pretty solid. Her life. I know that there's been some adventures. We don't go through life without them, but it seems a little solid. See, Britt has already talked about how women have caused her some anguish. You can see it in her.
Hey, Fruit Dummy. Oh, I'm sorry, Mom.
So you have to realize what makes a person. But I don't give Kenya nothing because, like I said, how you going to be a bully and a victim? Choose which one you want to be. If you're going to bully everybody else, then when it's time for someone to bully or treat you a certain way, then stand on it.
Okay.
How you want to run to the police when it's you, but you can do what you want to do to somebody else at random, at will, and twirl on it. Twirl on that.
Now check that in my pager voice. Cece said, I have fear for Angela if she catches a cold. How does she breathe through her mouth? Y'all better leave Angela alone. I like Angela. Angela's my favorite newbie. Y'all better leave Angela alone right now. It was another comment. Kenya came in like a bat out of Hades, just like Britt has. You know what? I said this to my mom earlier. I think I said this to you earlier. Britt acting just like Kenya did when Kenya came on. People don't remember, but Britt acting crazy just like Kenya did when Kenya came on. Y'all have to go back. I'm gonna do in my Patreon some some rewatches. But baby, Kenya came in crazy. Kenya was targeting Nene. Kenya had a target on Nene's back. And Kenya targeted Nene, and Britt came in. You could tell she was laser focused on Kenya. Okay. Hey, DMV sister. You could tell. Excuse me, y'all. I'm about to end this because I'm struggling right now. Okay.
Yeah, drink some water.
Yeah, I'm about to drink some water, but I just wanted to jump on. But I don't really talk this long, so it's a little difficult. But yeah, she's giving me young Kenya, and I can't. Sometimes I tell y'all when that mirror is being held up, you can't take that mirror, baby. You can't take that mirror. I don't see how Britt did the job because she can't breathe through that nose. Britt is a fan of Kenya. Britt is definitely. I don't think Britt's a fan of Kenya. I think Britt's a fan of the show, and she couldn't stand Kenya. But Kenya, she acting just like Kenya. Because you can tell she came in with the arch, like she was determined. She knew she wasn't going to like. And I feel like Kelly came in like that with Portia. You can tell that they were watching the show and they picked out like, But that's all. That's it. Mom, is there anything else that you want to say?
I enjoyed it, Courtney. I really enjoyed it. To everybody, I enjoyed listening to the feedback. This has been a blast. Y'all have fun with your life. Live your life to the best and let nobody determine who you are but yourself.
Ooh. Well, thank you, Mom. I'm so glad you finally got to come on.
Yes,
ma'am. I am struggling these last little few minutes. Yeah. I'm so glad you got to come on. Y'all, I have to go back and lay down. Again, I'm just coming out of surgery. So those of you that are walking in and you catching me and I'm barely breathing over here, child. I'm struggling, okay? I'm struggling. But I did want to, just come in and touch bases with you all. I wanted to get my mom's perspective to help me through the review because, I can't talk that long. And it was fun having my mama on. It was fun having her on. Now y'all see why I'm crazy, okay? Y'all see exactly why I ain't got no sense. It's because my mama, okay?
And on that note, I'm gone.
Okay, bye, Mom. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so shout out to my mama. Shout out to Mama Courthouse for coming through and giving her opinion on the episode. Sorry I can't make it any longer, you guys. I have run out of steam. I have to lay down and, catch my breath and get myself together. Just didn't want the page to go completely dry because, I was gone, then I come back and then I have surgery and then, but I do miss y'all. I do appreciate y'all. I do love y'all. This was a fun live. I love how y'all stay 10 toes. And, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you disagree, agree, y'all always free to leave your comments. I will see y'all on the next go round. I don't know when I'll be back. Hopefully tomorrow they take these tubes out and I can breathe, child. Okay. But until then, talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for tuning in. Bye, everybody. Happy Monday.